Everybody, welcome back to the Quantum Show. It has been a heck of a week, isn't it? And what did we have? I first got the news of the Las Vegas incident just the other day, right? I heard about it just the other day. There was possible crash, possible landing, and beings were seen, and that was quite interesting. I'm glad it happened, but I'm not really sure. Hey, intergalactic angler, welcome to the Quantum Show. How do I sound? Does the sound come through okay? I'm hoping. Been having all kinds of technical problems, but got tablets so I can manage properly, right? So, intergalactic, give me a sound check if you would please. Put it in the chat. Good, bad. How does it sound? And hey, Lynn, thank you. I had a very recharging weekend, and maybe I have a dirty camera lens. I don't know, but I was going over the 2023 Las Vegas, June 1st, 2023. So it's been over a month that it came out to the general public. I didn't hear anything about this a month ago. And now it's just coming out. I have questions, right? Yes, I think it happened. However, why did it take a month? Where are all the other videos? Because all those people around there, 3 people involved, all of them have cameras. Where are those videos at? And oh, was it May 1st? May 1st. I'm sorry, May 1st. May 1st. Did I? Yeah. Okay, not June 1st, May 1st, not 5 days ago, a month ago. And why did it take a month to get out there? Right? This is big. This is, well, it's been big. All the major news outlets are covering it. Mainstream Muggle news is covering it. So I'm thinking, right. Intergalactic is saying the video on the kids' channel is the only one you can't really see much. No, you can't see much. Hey, Zach. Hey, everybody. Welcome, Crafting Gamer. Welcome back to the Quantum Show. Right. The video could have been better. And there's only one video that has not been censored. Okay. Everyone has a camera nowadays. I've got 2. Okay, I keep one on here, and then I've got a secondary that I use. It's a hot rod camera, so it's a nice high end thing, right? And well, you're saying you hate it. I don't hate it. I just suspect some things having gone at shenanigans, right? I suspect some shenanigans. I've heard. Now, I have been really busy. I haven't been able to keep up with much of it, other than I was on Rich's. I was in Rich's audience when he covered it the day after he heard about it. I was there. I was driving, but my question was, why did it take a month? Who greenlit this story? Where is the Associated Press? Right now, we all know all these guys are crooked and bought and paid for, right? What's the point? What's the point there? Hey there, Kathy. Welcome back to the Quantum Show. Yeah, but what's the point of greenlighting this story, right? Because there are a lot of stories happening. None of them are getting out to the mass media like this one has. What's going on with it? I need more information. This is Amy's physical area. This is her AO. She can go there easier than anybody else that I know of and talk to these people and ask them what's going on. I don't have very much faith in Linda Howe right now because she's way off of her game. Okay. She's way off of her game. And Yeah, I've heard he's selling merch. The kid is selling merch. I don't know what merch. I've heard of it. Heard he's cashing in on this. But you know what? Such is the world we live in. We cash in on what we can. I'm going to have merch. Rich has got merch coming up. Amy's got cups. Look, I've got one right here. I have another one in the kitchen. And that's money is a language that we speak. It is unfortunate, but it is true. And that is one of the earth languages is economics. Economics is an earth language. I've talked with Keith about this, and I said, "Hey, I asked him, is economics, our money system, our market trade system, is that something that qualifies us as a society?" More or less, he said yes. It's not the only thing, but he said yes because it is something we speak. Why? I can only compare it to science fiction movies, right? All of science fiction has a bazaar, a marketplace, a cantina, something. And it's all about buying a drink, getting a drink, and being in general public. I think that's based on reality. I really do. And right. Zach is in the chat saying let me just go ahead and bring this up. Zach is in the chat. There's just too much wrong with it. Like I said, I liked the story when I first heard it too. It has been blown up. It really has. It has been blown up across the news wires, all across the news wires. And it's even in the mainstream Muggle news. Why? Who greenlit this story? Because nothing makes it on the news unless there's an angle to it. What's the angle? Look over. Is it distraction? Something's telling me this is a distraction. Okay. Yeah. If the kid didn't see a UFO, I hope he does. Wake his ass up. Intergalactic says that. And yeah, people saw something. There was the cop's body cam footage, right? Something was in the sky. And there was a noise. There was a crash. I don't know if that was a UFO and I don't know about the impressions in the ground that we're seeing. That could have been from a piece of their own equipment that they moved earlier when there was light or earlier and they just didn't notice it. They said they saw two approximately 10-foot tall beings in their backyard. And something that keyed me, right, was they said they went in the house and they started praying and they heard screaming. Well, let me tell you, okay, that is our armament as humans. That is what makes us a dangerous species, is our ability to do things like pray and it have an effect. They, as far as I know, those guys, off-worlders, use that medium, that frequency of prayers, concentration, meditation, manifestation. That is their existence. That's where they live. We live here, they live there. Okay. And he said, another thing that keyed me up, he said it got blurry. Guess what? I had an experience where the area got blurry. I don't know I don't think it was off world. I think it was totally this world. But it was really blurry, only in the vicinity of the backyard. I was in the cemetery, and when I had an encounter back there, it got blurry. Only in the vicinity of that I was in, only in the vicinity of the cemetery. That was a big key up for me. Okay. Yeah. Intergalactic is saying, but no one's talking about that. It's a small detail. I think you're talking about the blurriness. I'm talking about it. We're talking about it here on the Quantum Show. I don't need anybody else's validation. I'm talking about it. And everybody can say, Quantum Show says the blurriness is a key factor, and it is. Okay? The blurriness is a key factor. Let's see, Intergalactic saying, I gave Rich 5 on it. I don't know what he said, but he didn't play the right part of the video. Intergalactic. Okay. I gave Rich 5 on it. I think you made a bet, but he didn't play the right part of the video. Yeah, you got to be specific in your request, man. Anytime, like when we're doing a show, we don't know 5 seconds ago what we're talking about. If the subject is changed, the part of the subject, then 5 seconds before, and there's a lag between us making the video and y'all seeing it. I'm seeing the lag over here on YouTube, right? There's a big lag. But so you have to make a serious statement, not a response to something, be a question or a remark, whoever's on, because I don't know what exactly you're talking about. So, for the light. The cop is not the only witness to the light. Right. There were ring cams and a couple of ring cams that I remember. Now, this is one incident, and it has been blown up across the Muggle News. They greenlit this one. Why? We need to pay attention to what else is going on around us, right? And I won't get into all of the what else, but there's a lot of stuff going on, okay? And the blurriness really keyed me up. And the prayer and screaming really keyed me up. Because when we pray, we become radiant. We become radiant. We reach out, and beings who exist there aren't always ready for it or can't always deal with it. That's why praying in Jesus' name, that carries weight, okay? I'm not Christian, but I realize that carries weight. That is substantial, okay? And that's what these guys are doing. And maybe they interpreted it as interference in their own head, because maybe that's the frequencies they listen to. Who knows? I mean, it's hell being an empath sometimes, okay? And you got to learn to shield. Well, it sounds like that's what makes us the wild animals to be feared. Okay? That's what makes us dangerous to them, is we don't realize the harm we're doing, or not necessarily even the harm. We're not meaning to harm anybody. When we concentrate on stuff, okay, that energy, I have to say, Riley Martin was on a radio show one time, and he was talking, I think it was maybe, it was a long time ago. I don't even remember which radio show it was on. Art Bell. I think it was after George Norrie, when he was doing the show with Art Bell's show, right? Coast to Coast AM, right? I think he was on there with George Norrie or somebody. I remember him say that he was put into a ring as a gladiator, and that was the rule: fight or die. He won. How did he win? It was not a physical battle. It was a mental one, right? And all right, let me see. I'll go ahead and bring this comment up. Our conversations, our thought processes are like lightning. Keeping up with it is a real trip. The blurriness is an effort to vibe us down. That's a good observation. I didn't realize that the blurriness is it's toning us down. It's blunting us. I get it. Okay, yeah, Zach, you understand. You know what that is. Well, okay, Riley, what he was doing, he was put in there as an arena fighter, and he said, "Fight or die." They expected him to lose, and he was going to be like a sacrifice for entertainment. But he figured out how to do it. I remember him talking about, he imagined the guy getting cut up with a chainsaw, blown up with a grenade, a mouthful of firecrackers, things that he would think of, and he was imagining it, and it was affecting the guy. It was affecting his opponent. He was some sort of reptilian, if I remember right, and he was visualizing all of this stuff. And they tried to blame him when he won. He did serious damage to that guy, right? And the guy's people tried to say, well, you're to blame for this. And then the game master or ring master, I don't know, stepped in and says, no, you set the rules. He played by your rules. He won. He loses. He goes home. He gets to go home. He is not to blame for this. You put him in this situation, and he dealt with it according to your rules. So he was not punished. They wanted to put him to death. That's what he said, right? I don't know if that was. Now, this is Riley Martin. Okay, this is years and years ago. So, but he won. And he won using mental manifestation, only in his head, because that was the playing field. He'd never been there before, but he figured it out. He figured out he could think about it, and it would basically be there. So he did the chainsaw, the baseball bat, the grenade, the mouthful of firecrackers, all those things. Hit by a truck. That's what he said, hit by a truck. And I think he was I don't know, he was drawn off of television or something. He was thinking about what he'd seen on TV. So that's mental ability, okay? And I think in the Las Vegas incident, right, in the Las Vegas incident, they were praying, and those guys in the back, they were screaming, probably because they couldn't hear each other this way. And when they were praying, it was like a blaring horn, maybe. Hey, Dorothy. Welcome back to the Quantum Show, Dorothy. And I'm going over a little bit my thoughts on that, the Virginia. My thoughts on the Las Vegas incident last month. And I'm thinking it did happen, right? I'm thinking I'm getting, oh boy, I'm getting text messages. It did happen. Maybe it's been misinterpreted because these guys were scared, all right? And these guys, if the culture is like that of El Paso, those guys will not call the police unless they feel like their life is in danger and they can't do anything about it, right? They deal with their own stuff all the time. If these are the same type of people that I know about when I was living in El Paso, then they don't want the police involved. They don't want them there. They're very, not anti-police, but very defensive against the police. And calling police absolutely last ditch effort, right? So I'm looking at the chat. Okay. Okay. Hey, Chris. Hey, welcome back to the Quantum Show. It's been a while since I saw you here in a live. Yeah, I'm talking about the Las Cruces. God, I can't get my facts straight. I'm going to just put in a note. Las Vegas incident last month. And going over who greenlit this story to go to the mainstream press. How did it get greenlit? Why this story and not so many of the other ones, right? Why there are a lot of reports. But this has a little bit different to it, right? The police were called. There is a report on file. It's public access, apparently. He published his video, And there were no prints. There was an impression in the ground. I'm not sure what it was, right? It could have been something they moved and just didn't realize it. And it could have been incidental, okay? I don't know if that impression was, it could have been like, you know what I was thinking it could have been? Okay, a while ago, I was helping mix concrete, right? And it is on a trailer, a concrete mixer on a trailer with two wheels and a third leg in front because it was on a trailer, right? Here's what we did. The leg was kind of wonky, so it kind of flapped and fell down, but it stopped so far up. It didn't have a through pin. It just stopped right here, and it would go down and stop like that far. Well, it would drag against the ground. We were on gravel. We were moving it around, and we had to re-angle it like this, right? I want to know what kind of equipment is in that backyard. Because could they have moved something like a trailer or anything with a third foot on it to make a circle? Move it forward, move it backward, because it made me think of doing it like this, trying to make it go in a certain way, right? And then they rolled it off, and it made a circle or a round parts with flat parts going where the tires rolled through the gravel. That is a possible thing. That's something to look at, right? Because they could have done that earlier, forgot about it. The cop saw it, says, oh, here's marks on the ground. What is this? And they go, oh, wow, I didn't realize that. That was part of the video, right, when the cops investigated. And I'm thinking it could have been a small trailer, that made those marks, and they just forgot about it. Or they didn't think about it because they were all freaked out. And, yeah, I really wish this had... Right, Zach, you're saying the circles and donuts all over that yard. Yeah. El Paso PD's Lynn says El Paso police is always super nervous on calls. People worry they'll catch, lead regardless what happens. Yeah. Yeah, haha, Zach, sounds like my third lead. Bow, chicka, wow, wow, okay. But yeah, there is always something going on in the Las Cruces. I wish that could get documented. Hey, Tim, welcome back to the Quantum Show. Tim Freestone in the chat room. Sorry. Oh, by the way, sorry there was no announcement for the show. I got here like literally 15 minutes before I go on because I was out in Ashland City, and that's almost an hour away. And I had to run back here, get something to eat, get the coffee, get everything going. And Amy, a plea to Alien Girl, Nikki Starchild, Nikki, Alien Girl 111. Go to Las Vegas. Drive up there. Talk to that kid. Talk to the people in the neighborhood. They'll love you. They will love you. They will love talking to you. Hey, Raven. Okay. I'm glad you got to post in the chat room, too. And, yeah. Let me go ahead here. Dorothy's saying, those rings could have been mistakenly included in the report because the people who saw it had not seen the circles there previous to the sighting. They maybe not had noticed them, taken note of them. Like I said, it could be a trailer. It could be a trailer with a lawnmower on it, a trailer with a jet ski on it, a trailer with a cement mixer. Any kind of small trailer will make similar marks. If you don't have it hooked to a vehicle and you're moving it around, you and a friend or you are moving it around, you can't. It's hard to drag a trailer, so you end up moving it back and forth and doing this number. And then if the leg is not secured, it will drag on the ground and make a circle whenever you move it. It could have been. We need more information. And I'm looking for practical reasons for every little thing. Okay? I'm not debunking, I'm logic. I'm using logic to find out What could it have been? Eliminate that to what it can't be, which or whatever's left, right? And just the marks on the ground don't yell at me as true. They don't ring as true. Okay. The kid himself, he had written he was like this. Every time he would say something, he was and he was scrolling down something he had written for himself. Okay, Rich said you just tell your story. People's memory sucks, and it was a month. That's why I got my little quantum pad here, and I take notes for myself too. But I don't give myself a script. I give myself bullet points if I have anything to say. That made me think of someone who was taking notes in school and giving a speech in front of class. I think that's his experience, giving a speech in front of class. And let me see, Dorothy. Oh. Oi, Dusty. Perhaps circles mistakenly included because so often trace evidence includes UFOs making circles. Just the shape might make them become included in the report. Correct. Very correct. People think crop circles. Well, there were no crops. It was a gravel driveway or gravel in the yard. So I don't want him to be lying either. I think he is embellishing. Right. He's adding things to the story. I've heard a couple of videos he's adding to the story. And I need more information. Amy, we need you on scene. You're the closest real person that is in the field. We need you, Amy. Open letter to Nikki Starchild. We need boots on the ground in Las Vegas, Nikki. You're our trooper. Could be done by a dirt bike. And yeah, open call to Nikki Starchild. Go to Las Vegas. You need a GoFundMe, buy me a coffee. Let's go over to her, buy me a coffee, and get her to I think it's like a 6-hour drive or something. I don't remember how far where she is to Las Vegas. It's a big drive, but it's not horrible. Yeah, Grush. I've seen, yeah, thank you, Dorothy. We are reaching out to Amy, Nikki Starchild, Alien Girl 111. We need you on scene. It would be awesome if you could make it on scene. Shameless plug. Hold on. Whoops. I don't know what happened, but something turned on voice, and the voice interaction on my phone. I don't know what happened there. Oh, she's in Ohio? I thought she was in Albuquerque. Or Santa Fe. I thought she was over there. I think she was in Ohio and she came back, but she's the closest over there. No, Edgar. Aliens did not get her. She's still with us. She was on early. I believe she was on yesterday. Okay, well, those are really my thoughts on the Las Vegas 2023 incident. And I said it, it's a whole ass incident. This is not a UFO sighting. This is not a personal encounter. There were witnesses, police report. I don't think it's coincidental that there was a loud crash, light in the sky. People saw a blue fireball coming down, okay? But I don't think it was a crash. I think it was a landing. And, all right, those are my thoughts on that. Disclosure. Disclosure, I will maintain, I said it in the short, disclosure is not going to be to society. They're not going to rock our boat like that. Okay. We have a closed system. They don't want to interfere with that system. They want to observe us like in a zoo or in a nature preserve. They want to observe, they want to study, but they don't want to interrupt. Okay. Because if they interrupt the natural flow of what we do here, they can no longer gather information. Okay. They realize we're intelligent. And that's why we've been cordoned off, and they don't want to. No, Trump doesn't know. Trump doesn't know. He was only the president. Okay. That's why they keep us cordoned off, because we are the dangerous predators that don't fear consequence. Right. And they want us to develop on our own, I guess, to their level. Do they consider it their level? No, to a higher level. So I've been told. And man, when I talked to that Mantis person, he was really worried about getting in trouble for talking to me. And I'm like, don't worry about it, dude. I'm not going to, what can I do? I'm not going to do anything. You're not interrupting society by talking to me, even though I have 800 listeners, right? 800 something subscribers. That's all. And I'm getting text messages. I'm reading the text. That's not many, right? If they were worried about talking to somebody, don't go talk to the Cousins brothers. Don't go talk to Stephen Greer, because they got people following them. They got people watching and paying attention to them. Hey, Diane, welcome back to the Quantum Show. And those guys can rock society even a little bit, because I'm with Rich on this one too. Nothing's going to change. We still got to work. We still got to take care of our groceries, our checks, our dogs, our cats, fix the gutters, clean the windows, etc. Drive the car, make sure the tires are good. We got to do all that stuff. Aliens or not, we're still going to be doing all that. They're not going to give us anything. Edgar fixed it, replaced his power supply. Good job, bro. Yeah, power supply makes the whole thing go wonky. But yeah, nothing would change, aliens or not, right? We still got to do what we got to do, and we're still got to keep doing it, you know? Right. Disclosure is personal. Get yourself ready, okay? Everyone here is almost there, okay? Get yourself ready. Watch a whole lot of science fiction, Star Trek, and see how they get along. Learn to do that, okay? Just get along. Learn to do that. And that way, you will be not shocked when they show up. That's my main thing. And they're not going to show up for everyone. They'll show up for you, for me. I cold called a Mantis person, a click clack, right? That's the name I know from Keith. And it was a decent little conversation. There was a lot of miscommunication because I didn't understand half of what he was saying. But that's okay. You know, he wasn't speaking like I'm speaking on here using words and sounds. He wasn't doing that. It was like all concept, and the idea of me, you, why, curious, contact call, things like that, right? It wasn't, it's not that I misunderstood the language. The concepts were being delivered, but I had to interpret them all. Get ready for that, okay? Get ready for that. Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra, okay? What does that mean? It's a parable. It's a Star Trek episode. Classic Trek, okay? Great episode. Darmok, all right? And let me see what's going on in here. Okay. Anyway, but get ready for personal disclosure. Let it happen. Light a candle, wear a crystal, something. It can happen. You got to want to make it happen. Don't have any preconceived notions. Like, don't look at this guy, right? Don't look at this guy. Look at a praying mantis. They're friendly. I mean, the guy I talked to, guy, girl, I don't know. He was friendly. She was friendly. So you don't have any preconceived notion. I learned that also. It was suggested by Keith. He said, maybe you had a preconceived notion of who you were going to talk to. And I thought about that for a while, and I decided, yep, he's absolutely right. I did have a preconceived notion, and I was muddying the communication, the request, right? Not anybody could pick up, only the undefined. And it was like static, on their end. They were receiving an unclear request, so you ignore it. Well, I went through with a clear request. It was to the Mantis people, and one person picked up, and it was great. So me personally, I have had disclosure. It's not changing my life. I wish it would, but it isn't. And that is really how I see disclosure going to happen. It's not going to be the way ufology says it's going to be. It's going to be person to person, point to point, and no big changes. I heard him say, well, the concept, he's worried about getting in trouble for talking to me. I'm like, you don't have to worry about it. I can't do anything. Nobody's going to believe me anyway. Right? And intergalactic, deep in the rabbit hole again. We're always in the rabbit hole. We're in the quantum rabbit hole. You got Raven, who specializes in the rabbit hole, in the quantum show. Oh, that's right. I'm looking. And okay, everybody, obligatory like, subscribe. If you're here, you're quantum. I explained it the other day in my little 20-minute video, little short. That is a short. I do not like short form. I like where I get to explain things without having to click the damn phone 20 times during a video and all those jump cuts that confuse and jar my perception. Yep. We love us some Raven McMahon. Yep, we do. We sure do. I know I do. And okay. Don't know what that means, Dorothy, but alrighty then. Don't know the context for that. So that's the disclosure thing I wanted to talk about. And generalities and specifics. I was kind of grasping at straws for that topic, right? So I'm going to stick to ufology tonight. Nothing super quantum happened. Totally in contact. Here's what happens during my week. I'm always talking to my spirit guides. I'm always seeing repeating numbers or sequential numbers. It happened today. I went to the Dollar Tree and my grand total was $16.17. Those are sequential numbers, right? And that happened just a little while ago. I'm always seeing some kind of sign. I'm always having some kind of small thing, and they happen so frequently, it's not paranormal anymore. It's just normal. All those things happen to me so much that this is my crazy existence. This is my paranormal world, my supernormal world. Supernormal. There it is. And so I didn't really have any grand, big new things, but the continuing stuff is awesome enough. I got Xena, I got Sabrina, and I got the occasional wanderer coming through. Somebody rattled the door yesterday. It shut. It boom, boom. It didn't just rattle. It boom, boom. The unoccupied room over here, the storeroom. And that was something, but it happens all the time. And all the time, I know I don't show my room, but it's pretty packed in here. And there are noises all over. There's a little ghost kid playing with toys. I don't blame him. Toys are awesome. And so there's all kinds of things that happen all the time, and not too many breakthrough things that are new. I'm not about the new, I'm existing in the quantum. So are you guys. So look around you and you see what is happening around you that's not ordinary stuff. You know what? Get you a little quantum pad like me, right? Get you a little quantum tablet, quantum pad, start taking notes. Doesn't have to be complicated, just little notes. Our Keith says do the same thing. It's a good idea. Write this stuff down because there's something that happens in your mind when you write things with your hand. You give yourself a mental cross reference of the tactile feel of using a pen on paper, right? And I did have a couple of cool dreams, but they were totally unrelated. I can't remember them, but you know what I did? I had my phone right next to me. I clicked on video and dictated to myself. So I said, this is what I did in the dream, and I did too. I don't remember right now where they were, even after speaking them into the phone, but they're there. Writing, I have a really hard time writing down dreams and things like that. I did not have anything happen like the swapping of the interstate, the jumping of realities to the interstate. Raven did. Raven, if you would like to come on the panel after the first hour, I will send you a link. Let me know. I'll send you a link anyway. You can come on. I would love to hear about universe jumping, okay, reality jumping, and what's going on lately. But yeah, nothing super awesome, work, doing regular stuff. I pay attention to things and nothing extra normal has happened. Like I said, I got my two spirit guides constantly talking to me. I have been initiating most of the conversation, right? Between me and them, I have been initiating it. And I think they're a little bit upset with me for some stuff going on. I'm not going to go into it, right? But, yeah, just things have been super normal since the last show, right? And nothing except for the incident where I had to do the PSA, the 20-minute show. That's still important, okay? We need to be respectful and tolerant of each other because we're all coming from different directions. We're all trying to do the same stuff. We all want to make something of everything around us because nobody knows what's going on, right? We can see within arm's reach, and that is what we got to work with. That is what we got to work with. Yeah, Dorothy, I saw that. I didn't realize that. I knew you'd said it a couple days ago in someone's show, and I was like, I was shocked. I didn't know that had happened. My heart goes out to you. It really does. And I don't know what else to say. I don't know. I don't know what to say, Dorothy. But yeah. And that needed to be told too. Thank you for bringing it to the Quantum Show. Our heart is with you, Dorothy. And I'm glad you were able to get emotional support all around because that's what we do. All of the paranormal, that's what people do. That's what we do as people. But tolerant, understanding, and forgiving, We should be forgiving of each other. Right. Holistically. Agreed. And that's nice to see the response in the chat room. Okay. It's nice to see that here. I'm glad we have that here. We are a compassionate bunch. Sometimes, let's say everybody's going to get on somebody's nerves sometimes. Take a breath. Walk it off. It's okay. So yeah, that's really what I got for the first hour. And I got 10 whole minutes, actually 15 because I started 5 minutes late. I gave myself extra 5 minutes. Yes, Raven, you were telling me about that. Another tree went missing. And we talked about that. That is amazing. Have you had a chance to see if you took a picture with the tree in the picture? Because I would love to see that picture. And a follow-up picture from the same angle, that would be great to see. A picture from back then and get the time stamp on it, and then take a new picture like tomorrow and show the time stamp on it. Tree's gone. And of the ground, right? Time to go investigate, because that is cool. That is really cool. But yeah, intergalactic, putting a cam up sounds really easy. It is not easy. You got to know what cam to use, how to operate it, and if it's decent quality. Okay, I have a game cam. It is horrible quality. It is like a cheap webcam with batteries that records to an SD card. Every time you do anything to it, you have to reset the date. And I've had two that you did this with. It didn't have a backup battery to where it would save the date and inside its memory. You had to set the date. If you downloaded it, you had to reset the date to record again. And you had to set it all the way back up. And I was like, man, this thing is a pain, right? Ring cams are expensive because you can't just buy one ring cam and it be any good. Yeah, they got them at Harbor Freight. They're like $18, but they're garbage. They don't work. You can't see anything. It's like, go get any up to $50 dash cam, okay? Up to $50. And that's about people's price range. Try to watch any video as a dashboard camera. And you can't read street signs. You can barely read a stop sign, let alone license plates or the decals on cars, bumper stickers. You can't read them. They're too blurry. They're crap. They're garbage. If you get a GoPro, that's better, but GoPros are really expensive. And it's hard to, I want to say set up a camera too, but outdoor camera, you need waterproof, you need, how do you want to do it? Do you want it in motion sense? I mean, there's a bunch, and there are a million cameras for sale, and you can buy the wrong one so easily, But okay. But it can be done. It's just not a simple task as one would hope, like, man, it's only been 3 minutes. Awesome. Oh yeah. This was trippy. Yeah. Trying to steal tacos. Possums love tacos. You heard it here on the Quantum Show. Possums love tacos. They're quantum. Yeah, I was not on that FaceTime. I can only imagine. All right, I can only imagine. And he isn't a mutant. He's huge. Okay, he's as long as a leaf bag when it's full. She showed me pictures. This guy is big, and he is. I don't know. He's kind of owning the place right now. I don't know. The raccoons keep letting him in. I think that's what's going on. I don't know. I have yet to see him in person, but he's big. His head is bigger than the outlet on the wall, the two plug outlet on the wall. His head is bigger than that. But yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? I will come back it's break time, right? Say break time. And this has been the first hour. Let's see. We talked about, okay, will do, Raven. We talked about Las Vegas 2023 and how I suspect off-worlders communicate with us, with each other, and what is interference between us and them and between each other, right? Maybe they were screaming because that's like the secondary communication when this doesn't work, right? Because we were being the bullhorn people that we mentally are. Humans are noisy. Disclosure is not going to happen publicly because they do not want to interrupt our system of doing things. They don't want to violate the prime directive. Don't interfere with the natural course of evolution or development with a species. And I'm sorry I keep messing with my face. I'm itching and I'm like, stop for coffee, and I ran out of coffee. But okay. And that's the first hour, guys. We did good. We covered some stuff. I had a good time. Still having a good time. The panel will be on in a little while, probably half an hour. I'm going to give myself time, and now that I've got a decent working computer to manage with, I can send links effectively and quickly. Let's see. And yeah, that's it. I will be sending out links to people who want them and people I want in. And I'll be back in about 20, 30 minutes. Thanks, everybody. Hit like and subscribe. You got it, Lynn. Gotcha. And that things happened years ago. Okay. Diane, yeah, I would love to hear about it. So anyway, I'll be back in about half an hour. It's break time. Keeping it quantum, hit like and subscribe. If you're here, you're quantum. Back soon. Hitting buttons.